This is the simplest and also most effective ad account structure that you can run for your e-com brand. You can see right here it is spending right now $260 per day, and that on a ROAS of 18. But check out this, it also works with a daily budget of 3K per day, 4K per day, and even 10K per day. And the best thing is most of the work is being done by the algorithm, and it's not very labor intensive, and the algorithm does it better than you. Now let's look into the overall structure, and then I will go over how to actually set it up. So the structure that we run is just one main CBO campaign. This is where we test, this is where we scale, this is where we do everything. By the way, quick note in case you're wondering why this one is actually spending more and also a CBO campaign. This one was just the old CBO campaign. We used this to train the pixel, but now this is all we need in this account. You can ignore this one. So if we go into this, you can see the way it works is we have a winners ad set. This one is most of the time spending the most budget. And then we have here tests running. Now in the winners ad set, we have the winning ads, the all-time winning ads from all the time. Of course, minus those that are actually off because they stopped delivering performance. But here you can see we are just running all those ads in just one campaign, and it's also videos and static ads. Mix is just literally the winners from everything that you've tested. Then the other ad sets, those are tests, and in those tests we run split tests of the same ad concept. For example, here, just to show one, we have this ad, right? Then we have something similar like this. And these tests, you can basically launch of them as many as you want, as long as the budget of the campaign is high enough. And generally, you want to run this at least $100 per day, $150 per day, even better. And then you can go and run the testing. Now, again, the way this works is that most of the budget will actually go to the winners ad set, because this is where you have all the winners. The purpose of the tests is to find a test that will outperform the winner and thereby spend more than the winning ad set. If we have a test that is spending more than the winning ad set for a few days, for a week, then we know we have a new winning ad that is more scalable, because the CBO always spends on the most scalable ad set. And if that also performs at your KPI, for example, at better ROAS than your winning ad set, then you can be sure you will scale with this. The beauty of the system is also that you don't have to micromanage like tests and make sure that they all spend their minimum amount. You're actually testing even more budget friendly, because based on just like here $10, you can see that Facebook determined, okay, this ad set has a way lower click-through rate than everything else here running, especially than the winners. So it won't really ever be better than the winners. Even if we run more budget through this, certainly won't jump but by like 3%. So this is a loser. So like let's just stop spending on this. And this is the right decision here. That's the beauty of it. Facebook will take the right decisions for you, and you only need to launch these tests. And as soon as something performs, let's say here we find, no, like right now it's just one purchase, so not enough data, but let's say we found a new winner here. Okay, this one, right? Then all you want to do is take it by the post ID and transfer it into your winning ad set. Quick guide on how to do that. Basically, all you want to do is go here, preview, Facebook post with comments, and then this will be the post ID. You just copy this, and then you go into your winners ad set. You go ads, you go create, just name it somehow. You go here, use existing content. You put here the post ID, and here you go, you're posting this ad. Now everything else you can adjust. I will just discard this because we don't want to do this right now. But this is how you handle this as soon as you have a new winner. Now, apart from this, how do we run this? So these new tests, we drop them in every few days. Every 3 to 5 days is good. And then you just leave them in here for literally, again, 3 to 5 days. Now, what will happen is that they either start spending, in this case, you keep them in as long as the ROAS is good, or they will just not spend. And in that case, you can wait 3 to 5 days. But if you already see, hey, something is not performing, you can turn it off after 3 to 5 days and launch the next set of ads. It's really that simple. Now, when you get an ad, for example, you can see here, this one spent like around 1/6 of this one. Right? Then you want to make sure this is, of course, profitable. Sometimes Facebook could misjudge. Here you can see it actually spent this amount, but didn't generate any purchase yet. So this one is off. So you want to shut off ads that spend like your maximum testing amount without getting any purchases, although this is rare, this can happen. In case you wonder what is the amount that it should spend maximum, 2 to 3 times of your desired cost per acquisition. So for example, if you want to purchase for each $50 spent, you spend maximum $150 and then you make a decision. But usually if something doesn't really perform, Facebook will go and reduce the budget on that ad. Now, what if something spends at a good ROAS but doesn't like take over the entire budget or majority of the budget? Then you just leave it in here and give it more time to pick up spend. And if something again doesn't get spent, then you just turn it off in favor of a new test. It's that simple. Here you can basically see how it's structured, and then you just go and launch new ad sets. By the way, once you run this kind of setup, you already can see you'll have a lot of time, and this time should fully go into making new winning ads, because a new winning ad that takes over the spend and spends more than the winners will be actually the thing that drives your brand growth the most, and this is what you should focus on. And by the way, if you struggle with that and need any help with that, this is exactly what I do for 7 to 9 figure brands. So if you're interested in that, you can click the first link in the description. Now, that being said, if you're actually not fully familiar with how to set up this kind of campaign structure, let me just quickly run you through it. So we go here on create and we go on sales campaign. You go on continue. This one we actually turn off. This is a new feature, not relevant for our setup. For the budget, we go for campaign budget. For the amount you want to start testing at least at $100 per day. If you can't afford to test with this amount, I would first go and test organically, because otherwise if you just start testing with like $20 or $50 per day, that won't be really enough data to derive, and it will take ages to learn. So then we just scroll down. Here everything looks good. We go on next. By the way, I forgot here the campaign name. You can just go broad. Let's say you advertise in the US and CBO. This is just my naming convention. You can use here whatever you want to use. If you have multiple products or SKUs, you can also use the product name here. Because the way it works is that we run basically one of those campaigns per SKU or per product. So if you have another product with completely different product economics, you of course will have a different KPI for that and set the budget separately. So in that case, you want to create multiple of those. But now quickly continuing with the setup, here we can just go for 01, let's say product image test, whatever this concept will be. Right here you just name it. Here everything looks good. Location United States looks good. If you show controls here, you can set a minimum age, custom audience, exclusion. So if you know, for example, that for sure no one will buy below the age of 25, you can set that up, because why even test them, right? Usually the Facebook algorithm will go and just, do this for you ideally. So it's best to not touch this. But if you know, for example, okay, we buy a product that nobody will buy below the age of 25, well, why not exclude them? Then you can adjust it here, right? But now here, the custom audience exclusion, this one is important to not skip, because essentially what drives the growth of your business is acquiring new customers, right? So here you want to exclude everyone who bought from you already, or at least everyone who bought during the last 30 days, 60 days, or 180 days, depending on what the sales cycle of someone rebuying is. Because after that time period, of course, it makes sense to target them again. But if you sell something like furniture, chances are they might just buy once. So in that case, you might want to exclude all of them fully. So you just need to create a custom audience, export your entire customer email list, and feed it into Facebook here under audiences, and exclude it here. If you don't want to do this manually every month or so, I also recommend setting up a Zapier automation. There are great videos on that to make sure that you exclude new customers automatically and that the list updates automatically. This is really if you just want to exclude long-term everyone for sure. So if you want to create an audience of your existing customers, to exclude them, all you go here is to audiences. You open this, then you will get to a window like this. Here you go, create audience, custom audience, and customer list. Here you just feed your entire customer list. Okay, next, add list. You just upload your CSV or text file that you get from your Shopify. Then you need to match the column. Now, right now I don't have a file ready, but basically all you need to do is go through this, match the columns. So like email should be email, name should be name, and so on. Upload and then confirm to create the audience, name the audience, and then the audience will pop up here, for example, somewhere here. And then all you need to do is searching for the name of the audience here, select it, and then you will exclude your existing customers. Now moving forward, here placement, you just leave it to Facebook because Facebook will show you ads and the placements that are most likely to convert. And now from the ad set level, we actually go to the ad level. Here you just go and create the ad, choose manual upload, single image or video, and then you set up the creative. Here, image ad, video ad, just choose it and then you just upload one. So here on media, you choose what you want to upload. Let's just take one for example. Next, then you choose the crop. I usually just go here for original. If you have 9:16 format for this one, you can do that as well. Then next up, you want to add the primary text and the headline is like the captions in Instagram, and the headline will be next to the CTA. Description you can leave empty. If you just sell products, leave it shop now. And enhancements, you basically want to turn them off because most of them are pretty shit. So you just turn them all off. Okay, and then you go done. Now then you can hit publish, and then once you have published this, you will have your first ad, right? Then all you need to do is go here, go on duplicate, original campaign, duplicate. It will pop up in the same ad set, and from here, all you need to do is go in and again change the media. So if we go here on edit, like everything will be the same as you set up before. That's perfect. But the only thing you want to change, of course, is actually the media. So the ad creative here, you can go on edit media, and then upload a new one. Also, when you set this up, you want to make sure to put the website link, the destination link where people get when they click on the ad. You want to make sure to choose their pixel and put a UTM. For example, this one. Now this is pretty much how you can set up your tests. And once you've done that, you just need to create this winners ad set. You can create it empty without any ads inside. And then as soon as you have winning ads, you can just transfer them via post ID, as I've shown before, into the winners ad set. Now, how do you scale this? It's very simple. So you basically always just look at the campaign performance. If you see that the campaign performance over the last 3 days is better than your target, then you scale the budget by 20%. So this one is 260 times 1.2, $312. If it's below your target for the last 3 days, you simply downscale it by 20%. And this is what you do on a daily basis. So every single day you go in and look at the last 3 days to determine if you want to scale or downscale it. Now that's pretty much how to run it. Very simple, very straightforward. If you want to learn as well how to make actually winning ads that take off in this kind of ad structure, check out also this video where I go over our creative process in detail. Keep scaling. Bye.